So I am going to explain one very important point about the acids, the properties of acids. So children, you know about the basic properties of acids, that acids turn, acids react with litmus. But with litmus? Acids turn blue litmus red, and bases turns red litmus blue. And so acids are sour to taste, acids are corrosive, and so like this. Now we'll see some of the chemical properties. So first is the reaction. Reaction with metals. So children, acids react with most of the metals to form corresponding salt of the acid and hydrogen gas. So forms corresponding metal salt, and hydrogen gas. It can be hydrogen gas or other gas. It can be other gas depending on the type of acid taken. Depending on type of acid taken. Similarly, if you take the case of, let this be zinc plus HCl, hydrochloric acid, there is formation of ZnCl2 and hydrogen gas. This hydrogen gas is colorless gas. It is colorless gas, odorless gas, means it has no smell. It has not any color, not any smell, and comes out like bubbles. It comes out like bubbles. And how we come to know about the hydrogen? Because when we bring a lighted matchstick near the test tube, like this, if we have this test tube, and here we have an acid, and here we put a piece of zinc. So reaction will take place and bubbles will come out when we bring a lighted matchstick with flame. So it blasts, popping sound is produced. So hydrogen gas is indicated by popping sound, just like the popcorns, popping sound. It is because hydrogen gas is highly explosive in burning. Very large amount of heat is liberated, just blasts like that of firecracker. So this is there. So this is very important part, that hydrogen gas is produced, which is colorless, odorless, comes out like bubbles, and this is the identification mark that on burning lighted matchstick. This is lighted matchstick, or you can take a paper flint. So this is the identification. Now, in continuation with this, when we take some other acid, like take the case of zinc plus sulfuric acid, there is ZnSO4 plus H2O plus SO2. SO2 is there. So it is there, children. There is a change in the product. Here, this is sulfur dioxide, and the hydrogen is not produced. Hydrogen is converted to water. Why? Because this sulfuric acid is oxidizing agent. It causes oxidation. It causes oxidation of hydrogen. In oxidation, what is oxidation? The addition of oxygen. So it causes oxidation, and itself it is reduced. It is reduced. So it is converted to SO2, and zinc is converted to zinc sulfate. This is what? This is zinc sulfate. Now children, this sulfur dioxide, it is colorless gas. It is colorless, odorless gas with a smell like that of burning of crackers, like that of firecrackers. You all, firecrackers, they contain sulfur. Similarly, you can assume with the help of a matchstick. When we burn matchstick, what happens? It gives some intense smell. It has choking property. Our nostrils, they feel irritation. Our sound is blocked. Similarly, if you take some other, like the case of aluminium, here nitric acid, and this, it is aluminium nitrate, plus again there is S2, plus there is NO2. Now this NO2 gas, nitrogen dioxide, it is brown colored. It is brown colored, and it is also irritating smell. So children, the formation of product depends on the type of acid. Again here, nitric acid, it is also oxidizing in character. So this is all about the reaction of metals and acids. Now other point, very important, is reaction with metal salts. Like we take the case of Na2CO3, this is sodium carbonate, and when we add HCl, there is formation of NaCl plus CO2 plus H2. So CO2 gas, it is also colorless gas. It is colorless, odorless gas with brisk effervescence. Brisk means very fast, just like we open the can of cold drink, bottle of cold drink. Cold drinks have excess amount of CO2 gas. Cold drink is prepared by dissolving excess of CO2. And when we open the lid, what happens? The pressure of CO2 inside the bottle is very high, it comes out. So this is it. When we pass the CO2 gas, this is the lime water. This is calcium hydroxide, lime water. So when we pass CO2 gas, there is formation of COCO3 solid, and this is milky color. When we pass CO2 gas through lime water, what is lime water? Lime water is solution of calcium hydroxide, means simple tuna. When we dissolve some amount of lime or tuna, which we call in Hindi, the clear solution we filter, the filtrate is called as lime water. So chemically lime water is calcium hydroxide. Now if you pass, we take the same reaction, CaCO3 plus H2O plus CO2 in excess. The same reaction here, the same. Then what happens? There is formation of this aqueous, and it becomes colorless. See again. When we pass excess of CO2, then the milky color disappears. Here it is milky, and here it becomes, colorless. Here it becomes colorless. This indicates that the calcium hydrogen carbonate is colorless. It is water soluble. Like we take common salt. Common salt or sugar, when it dissolves, what happens? It becomes colorless because the particles are so small that the particles cannot be seen by the naked eyes. It forms true solution. So this is there. Now children, third part is reaction of acids with bases. Now acid, like we take HCl, here we take the sodium hydroxide. This is hydrochloric acid. This is hydrochloric acid. This is sodium hydroxide. This is sodium hydroxide, and there is formation of NaCl plus H2. Now this is called as neutralization reaction. This is called as neutralization reaction because this is salt, and there is water. So what we say? Summary: when acid plus base they react together, there is formation of salt plus water. This is the standard format. When any salt is formed, so salt is formed by reaction between acid and base, and this is nothing but this is called as neutralization reaction. Now children, next is reaction of an acid with metal oxide. Reaction of an acid with metal oxide. So when acid reacts with metal oxide, like the case of HCl, metal oxide, calcium oxide, so there is CaCl2 plus H2. So this is acid, this is basic in nature, this is salt, and this is water. So this explains that metal oxides are acidic in nature. So we can say, so metal oxides are basic. Metal oxides have basic character. Now, next part is the similarities or common point between acids and bases. So children, acid or base, when are dissolved in water, there is formation of ions. The concerned ions are produced. See how? When we dissolve hydrochloric acid into water, there is formation of hydronium ion. This is called hydronium ion. Plus there is formation of chloride ion. This is chloride ion. Chloride ion. So hydronium ion is simply ion produced when hydrogen ion is gained by water molecule. So it can be explained like this: HCl. HCl undergoes dissociation to form hydrogen ion and Cl ion in presence of water, and this H ion. So H ion, it is gained by water molecule because water molecule has lone pair of electrons. You will see in our higher classes, lone pair of electrons means the electrons which are non-bonded or which are not participated in bonding elsewhere. So there is formation of H3O plus. So simply what we can say, hydronium ion is ion which is formed by the gain of hydrogen ion by the water molecule. So this is very simple point. So simply speaking, hydrogen ion and hydronium ion, they are one and same thing, they are responsible for the acidic character. Now other point about basic children, we take NaOH. When we add water to it, there is formation of sodium ion plus there is formation of hydroxyl ion. This is hydroxyl ion or hydroxide ion. Hydroxyl ion or hydroxide ion. This is this is sodium ion. Now what is common? Our main point is the similarity. So here there is the ion, here there is ion, here there is ion, and here there is ion. So what is our summary? What is our conclusion? That acids and bases on dissolving in water produces ions. They produce ions. Ions are produced, and the ions are responsible for the character or the properties of acids or bases. Meaning is that any acid or base will not exhibit its character without water. Again I am repeating, an acid or base will not exhibit its acidic character or basic character in the absence of water. To explain more, children, I am going to explain an experiment. Take a beaker, and beaker, it has two corks. They are rubber corks. These are rubber corks, and this has one copper wire, this has one copper wire, and they are connected through external circuits. And here there is the battery. Here is the battery, and here we connect a bulb. Let there be the switch. Now fill here acid solution. Fill here acid solution. Take the acid inside. Now as soon as we switch on, what happens? It lights away. This bulb glows. Bulb glows in presence of acid. This is acid. But in place of acid solution, or we can take base solution also, so bulb will glow. Why bulb will glow? Because ions are given by acids and bases, which are responsible for the conduction of current. So this is about the similarity between acids and bases. Now other point, last point, the dilution of an acid or base in water, or simply we can say, or mixing of an acid or base in water. So children, just now in the previous section of this video you have seen that when we add acid or base in water, there is formation of concerned or respective ions, like this sulfuric acid plus H2O. There is formation of hydronium ion. If you balance it, plus there is the sulfate ion. Similarly, this NaOH plus H2O. Here we may write aqueous. Aqueous means in water. So here there is formation of sodium ion aqueous plus hydroxide ion aqueous. So it is same. This is first point. Now children, second point is the dissolution of acids and bases in water. They are highly exothermic reactions. It means very large amount of heat is generated. So dissolution of an acid and base is highly exothermic reaction, or it is exothermic in nature. It means large amount of heat is generated. Large amount of heat is generated in the process. Why it is? Because when we add any acid or base into water, the water molecules enters inside the substances, or you can say the substances, they are intermixed, or the heat is given out. So any acid plus water, there is formation of acid aqueous or acid solution plus heat is liberated. So because on diluting the acid, heat is produced, or simply dilution of an acid is an exothermic process. So this heat is called as heat of dilution. So heat of dilution means when we dilute any acid, large amount of heat is produced. So heat of dilution is very high. And when we prepare solution of an acid, then we never add water to acid. We always add little amount of acid to water in the vessel with constant stirring, because by doing so the heat is liberated in a small amount and heat is dissipated away, means heat goes away to the atmosphere, to the surrounding, and as a result it is not dangerous, it is not safe. In case we add water to acid, it is dangerous. So thus, to sum up, you have to keep in mind that during the preparation of dilute solution of an acid, we always add little amount of acid to water with constant stirring, because by doing so the heat is produced and heat is dissipated away, heat goes away, thereby causing no danger. On the other hand, when we add water to acid, suddenly and quickly very large amount of heat is produced, and as a result it can bump out from the vessel, it can jump out, or it can melt, or it can break the vessel. Similarly, children, you all know during the Diwali preparation we purchase lime, we purchase chuna, this calcium oxide, and add water, so there is formation of calcium hydroxide plus heat. You all know this. So this is base. So in bases also, children, this I have taken so that you can recall your memory that bases also are exothermic in nature. If it is calcium oxide or magnesium oxide or sodium oxide, all are exothermic. But this is having maximum. What happens when we add lime or tuna to water? You all have seen. Water starts boiling. So you can imagine the amount of heat produced. Amount of heat produced is in so much quantity that water starts boiling.